Welcome back, guys. College football and Vegas Top Dogs ready. 4 more winners coming this Saturday. We're locked and loaded, ready to go. We have a red-hot capper over there, Sniper Wes. He'll get to a couple free picks here for you 1 minute. Be sure to check out his premium plays. He's red-hot across all sports at VegasTopDogs.com. I'll have my premium plays loaded. Sports Equinox. We got World Series, NBA, NHL, college football, NFL. Boy, one of the most exciting times of the year. Right, Wes?
That's right, man. I'll tell you what. I'm a little bit nervous about my Dodgers. I'll tell you what. It's we're shooting this on Wednesday, so Game 5 would be tonight. We have Blake Snell against Yasavage for the Blue Jays. Sitting at 2-2. We need to get the bats going. Definitely a little bit of a basket case over here. I've been a Dodger fan. I'm almost 45 years old, and I've probably been to Dodger Stadium maybe 300 times in my life. So, yeah, man, just big time fan. I hope they can pull it through, but I don't know, man. Toronto's really tough. It's been a great. I'm glad it wasn't a sweep or anything. I just want to see a really good series,
After that 18-inning game, it feels like they're already playing Game 6 tonight.
Yeah, seriously.
Guys, before Wes starts with his first selection, give us a like, subscribe, thumbs up. Like, subscribe, thumbs up. You'll be notified each and every time we put out a new video. And any comments, feel free to add them down below. We'll try to answer them within 24 hours if it's a certain game you're interested and you want our suggestion on. But be sure to visit VegasTopDogs.com. Get your free picks, premium picks, articles, sportsbook bonuses, and more. Check out the hot cappers at VegasTopDogs.com. Wes, what do you got lined up for your first selection?
Well, we are going to do what they call Florida Georgia Line, right? Isn't that a band? I think Florida Georgia Line's a country band, right? A couple singers.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm going to do Georgia, Florida here. So Georgia is 6-1 on the year. They're 3-3-1, both against the spread and the total as well. But this is a neutral site in Jacksonville. I kind of thought maybe College Game Day would come here, but I guess they decided to go to Utah instead. But I don't know if College Game Day has ever done the Georgia Florida game, because it's not really on campus, right? It's where the Jaguars play at Everbank Stadium. So,
right.
But they call it the biggest party in the world, right? So we'll see I guess they want to see who can drink more alcohol, Georgians or Floridans, I guess, right?
The biggest cocktail party.
Yeah, exactly. But Florida, they're 3-4 overall. They struggle to cover. They're 2-4 against the spread. But more importantly, Tony, they are 2-5 to the under on the season. So, and that's where I'm going to lean here. I like the under. So Billy Gonzalez, he's taken over for Billy Napier. They traded one Billy for another Billy. It would bode well if he can be competitive and maybe even win this game over Georgia. It's a 7-point spread. But I think he's going to preach defense here. I think that's the way this game is going to go. I think it's going to be a defensive-minded contest. Like I said, Florida, they're 2-5 to the under on the year. And it's just a rivalry game, man. These big-time rivalry games, both in the NFL and in college football. And to be honest, in all sports, I always look to the under first, man. I always think the defenses are going to step up. I think that's what happens here. I think it's going to play out to a slower pace than most people think. A little bit scary, though, I will say, because the last 3 head-to-heads between these two teams have gone over. But I think this one goes under. I think it breaks that trend. Giving the under 50.5 between Georgia and Florida.
All right. Should be a great game. I'm looking forward to that kickoff on Saturday. Game I have circled here, I'm going to take a look at, is USC at Nebraska. Nebraska currently plus 6.5 at home. Nice home underdog, and the total is very high in this game, 59.5. But after some further research and digging into this game, USC just 1-9 ATS as a road favorite since 2023. So they struggle to cover on the road. They're laying 6.5 here in this one. 5 of those games they lost outright of those losses. So they really struggle in their road games. This is a big game for Nebraska. I think they're going to be fired up in this game. They're 6-2. They're tough at home. 2 of the losses were to Michigan and Minnesota, 2 quality teams. They also beat very good Cincinnati and Maryland teams. So as long as Nebraska doesn't turn the ball over, I think they have a great opportunity to win this game. Last year, they lost at USC by 8 points. Now they get them at home. I think Nebraska shows up in this one and gets a big play and gets a big win for us plus the 6.5. Remember last year, they lost by 8. But in the final play of the game, Nebraska threw an interception in the end zone. Game could have went overtime. So I expect another tight game here. This one in Nebraska. We'll take the 6.5 with the home dog, Nebraska Cornhuskers.
Yeah, awesome. Should be a fantastic game. I follow USC a little bit too, just originally being from LA. And they played very well offensively all season, so we'll see what happens. But I kind of do lean Nebraska on the game as well. I think that's a great selection.
All right. What do you have lined up for your second pick?
Well, I went SEC in the first pick. I'm going to go SEC again. So I'm going to look at Kentucky and Auburn here. So Kentucky is 2-5 overall on the season. They're only 2-5 against the number, but they are 5-2 to the over. So they do typically play to, higher scoring games, so to speak. But here's the deal. Auburn, they come up a 33-24 win over Arkansas. So this is a gigantic letdown spot for them, to be honest with you. And here's the other thing. They do have Vanderbilt on deck. And obviously Vanderbilt, they're good this year. I think they're still ranked in the top 10, right? So, this could be a look-ahead spot for them. It's kind of like they're sandwiched in between, right? They're, on the letdown after the Arkansas win, and they're on the look-ahead with Vandy on deck. And you get Kentucky is the peanut butter and jelly right in the middle, so to speak, right? So I like Kentucky here, man. It's 10.5 points. You're going to give me the hook on top of the 10 points. I think they show up. I think they're going to be up for this game. I think Auburn's on the letdown. They have a look ahead. Give me the Wildcats here with revenge, by the way. Auburn has won the past 4 head-to-head contests. So Kentucky has revenge. Like the Wildcats here, give me the 10.5 over Auburn.
All right. Kind of agree with you on that one as well. My second selection here, we have a unique game, which I wasn't even aware of until I dug into this one. Washington State at Oregon State. They actually play each other again at the end of the year, November 29th. I guess because of the teams that left the Pac-10, Pac-12, they had to fill their schedule, so they're playing each other twice, which is very rare in college football. Is it
at least it's at least a home and away, right? They each get a home game.
Yeah, they each get a home game. So I guess that's why they did. I'm not sure how many other games within the conference are doing that, but they are in this one. But
the poor Pac-2. They call it the Pac-2 now.
That's what it's going to be down to, Pac-2. They'll be like Notre Dame, independent. But since Washington State lost to Washington 5 weeks ago, they've reeled off 4 straight wins, and those covers have come by 15 or more points. So they've played well since that loss to the Huskies. Oregon State, 1-7. I mean, they pretty much packed in their season. They fired their coach. They won last week, but they played Lafayette. So I'm not really taking that opponent seriously. Washington State's playing extremely well since that loss to Washington. Once again, they play again in a few weeks, but Washington State being 4-4, 2 more wins makes them bowl eligible. I think they come out strong here, only laying 3.5 at Oregon State. Total is 48. I think Washington State gets this win here. I see them winning by double digits. They've been red hot. So there's no reason they shouldn't be able to beat up on this Oregon State team that's really struggling. One thing about Washington State that I like, they're balanced. I think I read a stat where they ran 256 running plays, 256 passing plays so far this season. So talk about balance. They're balanced. They have a dual threat quarterback that can run and pass, and I like them to get the win here. Definitely playing with more confidence than Oregon State.
Yeah, I will say I may or may not have a premium play on this game, and it may or may not be on the same side as Tony K, just for the viewers out there.
Thanks for that information. All right, tell our viewers who you've been red hot the last couple of weeks. So what do you got going on Vegas Top Dogs?
Yeah, man, what don't I have going? Actually, college basketball starts on Monday. I believe November 3rd. College basketball is here. Like you said, the equinox going on. We got football, we got baseball, basketball, hockey, UFC. Yeah, UFC is on Saturday. We have another card on Saturday, and I think we have some CFL this weekend as well. In fact, it's so funny, man. And I've said this on these shows with you before. So I've had a fantastic CFL season, made so much damn money. And I still don't know that much about the CFL. Like, you asked me to name 5 players, I probably couldn't do it. I just look at the numbers, man. I have a good system, have a good algorithm and model with how the whole thing works, and the numbers are very similar to the NFL. It's a little different. Obviously, you only get 3 downs instead of 4 downs to get your first down, right? Bigger field, bigger end zone, and everything. But if I'm not mistaken, I think the Grey Cup might be either this weekend or next weekend. It's something I should probably know if I handicap the CFL, but just being honest, I don't even know. But I keep giving you winners. So if you want my CFL package, you go to VegasTopDogs. My UFC's there too. Fantastic UFC season. And yeah, pleasure to be here with you every week, Tony. Love doing the show. Absolutely. And yeah, let's kick some ass and take some names this weekend.
Absolutely. I agree with you. I have a friend that gives me golf and tennis picks. I don't even know half these players he sends me, but they win. So that's all that counts.
And all pays green.
That's right. If you like cash, then you want to come to VegasTopDogs.com. Wes, thanks for joining us again this week and sharing your sports knowledge with everyone.
See you next week, Tony. Always a pleasure.
As always, guys, good luck and be a winner.